All right, let's try this again. Take two. It's Friday, baby. It is Friday. It's not going to be a great Friday. It's overshadowed, but it's Friday nonetheless. It's time for our usual ritual because it is Beer and Bud Friday. Let me hold up my little placard there. It is indeed Beer and Bud Friday, so get the beer off the ice, put the bud in the bowl, or Cavendish, and let's get ready for the weekend, baby. Like I said, it's going to be shadowed weekend. Now, look, I said at the beginning there, this is take two, so I've already opened my beer on take one. But, baby, get the beer off the ice. Maybe I ought to shut it off and go for a three. Anyway, y'all know the rest. Put that fine Cavendish you got there in the bowl. And be careful. Because that's how come I have to take two, is because I got into a coughing fit a minute ago. Fine Cavendish there sometimes does that to you. Anyway, and I don't want to start again. Anyway. Excuse me. It's not going to be a perfect weekend, baby. It's going to be a dark weekend. Because, again, America, again, woke up to the news of another mass shooting. I understand 45 in the last 30 days. 45. Last night in Indianapolis, 8 people were killed, 5 wounded. And the murderer took his own life. This nation is in a lot of pain. How a 19-year-old, they said, a 19-year-old, used to work at FedEx, so I don't know, are we assuming here a disgruntled employee? 19 years old, got a rifle with no less than 15 shots fired. That's not a bolt-action rifle we're talking about. They haven't decided what it is, but it's some kind of semi-automatic, baby, and I have little doubt in my mind as to what kind of rifle it is. But 8 people dead. 8 people dead, and we're on the heels of a young man in Chicago, 13-year-old, being killed. The one in Brooklyn Center, 20-year-old, shot dead in his car, right in the middle of a trial of Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd. And that's not even tossing in all the other mass murders that we've had here lately. The grocery store, the church, the wherever you are, baby. A spa. It doesn't matter. There is no place in this country that is safe from some idiot with a gun, some guy who's pissed off. You know, I read this morning that our founding fathers would not be surprised at a mass shooting, but they would be surprised at a government that tolerates it. Men were not born predators, baby. We became predators. Trying to control it. We elect people to go into this house. We send them there with high hopes that they will do the people's bidding. And we know by polls the wishes of this country when it comes to gun control. 80, 90%, including NRA members, responsible gun owners. But it doesn't, there's not a box on the application where it says, are you a responsible gun owner? This kid, this 19-year-old that shot up the FedEx place, his family called into the police, warned them that he was violent and dangerous. So much for that red flag laws. Because the FBI did go and look into it. Didn't see anything there, can't do anything about it. He hasn't violated the law, so leave him be. And lo and behold, he ends up doing exactly what his family thought he would do. But it was his constitutional right to own those guns, to have that weapon. Those weapons have flooded our streets. Guns in general. A 13-year-old, pistol in his hand, 13-year-old. Where'd he get that gun? Why is it so easy for a 13-year-old in Chicago to have that gun in his hand. We keep saying we're going to have a conversation, that we're going to do something, that we're going to discuss it on the House or the Senate floor. No, we're not. You know why? Because the lobbyists, the gun lobbyists, they own that building behind us. They own it lock, stock, and barrel as far as this issue is concerned, because they stand on the Second Amendment. They hold the flag proud and rifle in the other hand and declare themselves to be patriots of men. A well-regulated militia. At the time the document was written, that referred to a state militia. Nowadays it's called the National Guard. And that is the only militia that it points out. Your little group of kids down there, or buddies down there, that go out and get all the gear and run out into the woods and practice to be a soldier someday, is not a militia. It's a gang. And that's what we face every day around this country, is little patriotic suckers with AR-15s and body armor and all the stuff to make them look like a badass, so they can go out and plan their attacks on who? Us, Americans. Because that's our culture. We're a gun culture. This country is known for the mass death caused every day by guns. But yet our lawmakers, they're going to ponder it. They're going to discuss it. We're going to do studies. You want to know what would work in my book? How about a big gun buyback? We got money for everything else. Hell, Joe, let's do a $1 trillion gun buyback in this country. Maybe get their mind off that AR-15. Hey, maybe they want a new TV, or mama wants a new refrigerator or something. Maybe they're in a bind because they haven't worked in the last year. Maybe their family needs the money. And they might be tempted to sell that gun back to the government. We could get a whole lot of guns off the streets a whole lot quicker than just sitting there and watching a bunch of idiots up there in this house behind me sit there and debate it and watch some guy like I don't know, Jim Jordan or Ted Cruz stand up and declare the freedoms and liberties fought for by this country. We're damn good at killing ourselves. Your liberties, your freedom does not include the liberty to do whatever it is that you want to do. We have laws in this country. If men were angels, isn't that what they said? If men were angels, government wouldn't be needed. Laws would not be needed. But men are not angels. Men are predatory sometimes. They seek revenge. And they can do that fast with a gun in their hand. So our founding fathers, no, a mass killing would not have been a surprise to them. But a government that would tolerate such would be a surprise. And we have a government exactly like that. They will tolerate mass shooting after mass shooting. They lay the bodies on the altar of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is meant to protect the freedoms of our countrymen. Instead, we just heap their bodies on the altar of it. The words of it. Look, I have a right to own my gun. Not only that, hell, we got states, including Texas, they open carry, baby. Just strap it on your hip. You don't need a license for that shit. Strap that 6-shooter on and just walk around everywhere. Because that's what we are, baby. And that's who we're becoming. Old West, shoot 'em out in the street, baby. It's happening every day. Somebody piss you off, grab your gun, man. That's the way to do it. It's a society we have to fix, and it starts right here behind me. It starts in that building with the people that we elect. So that is why I and others raise our voice, because we saw the lowest of the low. When we went down to the bottom of the barrel with the last guy, and we came to our senses and said, we can't do this. We can't let morons and narcissists run our country. We can't let people in our house who are bigoted and racist and try to deny others the right to vote. Those have to be chased out of our house, and we're the ones that do it, baby. Everyone, my vote, your vote. That's how we do this. It's the only way we get things changed. The only other way is violence, and that's not the way to go, baby. Our country is on the edge. Every night we have to worry about, is there going to be a violent protest? Is there going to be another mass shooting? What is going to happen in our country overnight while you sleep? We have to come out to our senses sooner or later. Our society can't stand the constant paranoia of what's going to get me, a bullet or a germ. Because people walk around and they don't want to wear their mask because of freedom. They walk around with their guns because of freedom. A man has no freedom if you take it away from him. If you take his life, his freedom ends. So your freedoms do not supersede other people's lives and freedoms to move freely within our nation. I don't want to give up my rights and my privileges as a citizen for your right to own a weapon that you don't really need. You've convinced yourself. And we moved into a city where somebody gets shot every damn day. Buyback, baby. That's the beginning. Start there. Let's get them off the streets as much as we can. Let's put more restrictions on them. You want to own one? Let's jump through so many hoops it's going to make you just how much of a patriot are you there, buddy? You know, because if you're a real patriot and a responsible gun owner, you wouldn't care how many background checks you have to do. You wouldn't have to care about how many forms you have to fill out. If it's for the betterment of our society, well, it wouldn't be that too much work for a patriot. But for some scumbag who just wants to sell guns and own guns and be the gun guy, you kiss off. This got to end somewhere. I don't know the answers any more than you do. But we try every day to be the citizen that we're supposed to be. I don't run down the street trying to harass my neighbors. But men aren't born predators, they're made predators. So men are not angels. And we need laws. And we need a government. Because without it, it just becomes this on a daily basis. Pretty soon you figured they'd run out of bodies. It's Friday, baby. So try to enjoy as much of it as you can. Try to keep your heart turned towards those who have been lost needlessly in all the violence that has happened in the last, I don't know, kick it up to 400 years, baby. So we do our best every day. That's what we can do. That's what I ask you to do. That's what I try to do. Just try to be the best person I can be today. But we need better lawmakers. And we are the ones that put them there. So we need to think long and hard every time we walk into that voting booth about what kind of future we want. Anyway, it's Friday, baby. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy your weekend as much as you can. Keep our nation in your heart, baby. It's worth fighting for. It's been fought for before. And we could do it again. Anyway, still in a pandemic, so wear your mask, wash your hands, stay the hell away from nasty-ass people, and somehow try to put a smile in your heart, baby. We look at so much of the gloom and doom and the pure meanness that happens in this world. But the world is what we make it. So let's work on trying to make it better. I love y'all. Thank you for being here, and we'll see y'all later.